Okay, guys, moving on. Let's see what else we got on the list. Paper Mario, The Thousand-Year Door takes.
That's a banger right there. Super engaging story, memorable characters, a charming sense of humor, and the gameplay is very great as well. An A tier for me.
I agree, the turn-based combat system is easy but offers plenty of depth. The dungeons are well designed, and the soundtrack is excellent.
I partially agree. I just dislike the pacing and the fetching quests that are kind of tedious, but it's worth an A tier.
All right, there it goes. What about Suikoden 2? This one is a very good one as well.
I agree. Suikoden 2 has a rich and immersive world, well-written characters, and a deep, engaging storyline. I just don't like the random encounter rates, and the difficulty at the end of the game gets kind of high. Must have been difficult for Sleepy Joe.
I don't think so. The only thing are the graphics that are outdated, but they were good back in '98.
Is that seriously what you want to highlight? The game is good as heck. I'd say A tier.
I'd go with B. It's a bit overrated.
Not at all, Joe. I think A is fair, and there it goes.
Whatever.
Okay, now we have Final Fantasy IX, the best Final Fantasy of all time for me.
I'd still go with FF7, but Final Fantasy IX is simply fantastic.
Exactly. The story is incredible. The art style is one of the strongest features. The characters are super memorable. The world is immersive and rich in every single aspect. Clearly an S tier.
I totally agree. I guess this is the easiest S tier in the list.
You are right. To the S tier it goes. What about Final Fantasy II?
We went from FF9 to FF2. What a huge downgrade. The convoluted plot and poor localization makes this game a D tier alone.
Come on, the leveling system is innovative, and the characters are more developed than the ones in FF1.
That doesn't mean anything. The game continues being quite bad, maybe even worse than FF8, if that is even possible.
I need to agree. The gameplay is pretty repetitive. There are some difficulty spikes, and it is not balanced. I know it was because of when it was launched, and that the remake for the GBA improves the game, but it continues being a D tier.
I'd say C, but if you two say D, I need to put it there.
Now it's Golden Sun. Wow, I like it pretty much. What do you guys think?
The game is great. Engaging storyline, nice graphics, and challenging gameplay, but not too difficult.
Yeah, I don't think it's that great, though. The story progression is quite linear, and the pacing is slow due to so much dialogue.
Come on, the soundtrack was amazing, and the Jin system was so innovative.
Yeah, but I don't think that changes the rest. I'd go with B tier.
No way, at least A tier.
Sorry, Biden, but I'd go even with C tier.
So let's settle with B tier for it then. Next up is Xenoblade Chronicles. I would rate it highly.
The storyline is epic, the setting is pretty unique, and the combat is super engaging. I need to say, however, that the complex mechanics put me off. I'd say B tier.
What? B tier? S for Xenoblade Chronicles wouldn't be unthinkable.
Yes, it would be, Obama. There's too much world building, and that kind of ruins the pacing in the beginning. But what Biden said is true. The game is very good, particularly the story and the real-time combat. I think A is better than B.
Thinking better, I agree with you, Donald.
Okay, I will put it there.
Oh, nice. Bravely Default is next. What do you guys think?
I think it's a solid game with considerable flaws in comparison to other JRPGs. The game has classic RPG mechanics and gorgeous visuals, but suffers from repetitive gameplay and poor characterization. I consider it to be mid.
The soundtrack by Revo slaps, though, and the combat is pretty fun.
I also like the multiple endings, but I need to agree with Obama. Do you guys agree with B?
No, C is more accurate.
Nope, Obama, it's B at the very least.
Okay, once again, I disagree, but let's leave it there then. Now it's Final Fantasy X.
Let's go. Finally. I love Final Fantasy X. The story is one of the best, and it's very deep. The characters are very well developed, and the combat is super unique. An easy S tier for me.
I agree that the game is pretty good, but I heavily dislike the voice acting in the game. It's very lackluster and robotic and breaks totally the immersion.
Come on, Trump. FF10 is a clear S tier. Are you going to tell me because of a small feature it isn't a masterpiece?
Yeah, man, it breaks the immersion. Also, the progression is linear, but I'd rate it highly.
I just ignored the voice acting. They were just starting out. The game slaps. Put it at S tier, Obama.
For sure.